Welcome to Man Cave Media. One of my security cameras died. Let's check out its replacement. All right, so I love Eufy security products. I've been using them in my house for a couple of years now, and with really good success. I've had very few issues with them. They're really good products. A really good replacement for my Arlo system. Not to talk smack about current Arlo systems. I don't have a lot of experience with like their recent stuff, but my Arlo stuff was old, and this was a really good replacement for that. And haven't had any issues at all with my security cameras until last week. One of my SoloCams that I have on the outside of my house just suddenly stopped connecting to Wi-Fi for whatever reason. I couldn't figure it out. It is approaching 3 years old, so I kind of didn't want to hassle with going through customer service for such an old device. I know it doesn't sound like, 3 years, it should still work. I have other cameras that I bought at the same time that are still working. So it's probably just a fluke thing where the Wi-Fi module inside the camera just quit, for lack of a better word. So for me, ever the opportunist to try something new, I wanted to go with the new S220. It is a SoloCam that has a built-in solar panel for charging. And this particular security camera that died on me, it was in a high traffic area, so I would have to pull that guy down like every 2 months and charge it anyway. It gets a fair amount of sunlight in that area of my property, and so I'm curious to see if it can kind of get enough charge with the solar panel to sustain itself, and I don't have to touch it ever. But even extending the life of the battery out a couple of months further, if I have to pull the rest of my cameras, I usually pull them down every 3 months, which is more standard. If it can last 3 to 4 months with the solar panel compared to 2 months, I'll be happy. But I'll consider that a win anyways. But so rather than hassling with customer service with Eufy to try to get my old camera replaced, I know I'm being lazy about it, super lazy. If you have this issue with a Eufy camera, my recommendation to you is to reach out to their customer service and try to get something, a discount or a refurb replacement or something, whatever they would offer you. For me, I'm using it as an excuse to try something new. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box, shall we? And check it out. All right, very similar packaging to the other SoloCams in their lineup. Let's see, pull this out first. What do we got here? We have the same old mount that they've been sending with their products for forever and ever. And there should be some screws in here. Oh. Yep, there you go. A little baggie of screws. Oh, and a USB A to C cable. And the camera itself, oh, it's a thick boy. It's out of the way. Instruction book. Oh yeah, this is substantially thicker, giggity, than the other SoloCam. Man, look at this thing. Oh my goodness. It is definitely chunky. See if I see any other differences. The other thing you get in the box, I mentioned this really quickly, is a quick start guide. And it's probably got a warranty card in there. You know what they didn't give me that they always love to give me is a sticker. I have so many, I don't need one. But did they stop including stickers? Let's rip this open really quick. So you get a camera screw mounting position card. which they did give that to you before in the past, and a quick start guide. No more sticker. Wow. That kind of sucks. If you bought some of these and you want a sticker, reach out to them. Say, hey man, I saw some fool on YouTube and he said it's supposed to come with a sticker. No sticker this time. All right, so besides the massive solar panel on the top and the overall just thickness, giggity, of this absolute unit here, the other differences I see straight away is the charge and the sync button are now on the bottom of the device. So there's your port for charging right there. And right next to it is the sync button. So previously the sync button was on the top of the device and you charged it on the back. So that's the only other difference that I see. I'm comparing this, of course, to the SoloCam, just in case you were wondering. The front of the device, where the camera lens is, it has a very similar shape around the edges here as the original SoloCam. It's just got some extra oomph, some extra girth, giggity, around the, it's almost like somebody installed a wide body kit on a SoloCam. It's funny. The motion sensor seems to be the same size as the previous version of the SoloCam without the solar panel. The solar panel itself looks pretty good. It's got a pretty wide area. As I mentioned, the spot on my property where this camera is mounted gets a fair amount of sunlight, and this hangs out, like the eave of my roof is like this, and the camera kind of sticks out, and it should get a significant amount of sunlight. So, like I said, I'm hoping that this guy will sustain itself a little bit. So other specs, it is wireless, of course. It has, they advertise it as continuous power. So that, of course, is the solar panel. Hopefully continuous power. 2K resolution. It works on 2.4 gigahertz for the wireless signal. And this is the one that has the option for no monthly fee, the SoloCam line. So you don't need to use this with a home base, but it is compatible with a home base if you already have one. But when you set it up initially, you will have the option to use a router or a home base. So if you don't have a home base and you don't want a home base, you can use this guy independently and just connect it to your router. It also has the option to have the paid service so that you can access things remotely. That's a preference thing, really. So I'm looking for some info on the solar panel itself. So the battery inside is 6,500 milliamp. They are weatherproof, IP67. It does have a built-in audio siren. It's 75 decibels. The onboard storage is 8 gigabytes. The weight is 320 grams. I'm curious, I don't have a small scale, but I'm curious what the difference is to the regular SoloCam. I should look that up. But I'm trying to find some info on the solar panel. And I'm coming up empty. Fairly good reviews on Amazon, 4.3 out of 5 stars. I can't find anything on the solar panel. Oh, here we go. I found it. So it has a built-in 0.9 watt solar panel. It can collect and store up to 400 milliamp hours per day. And they claim that this camera uses 100 to 130 a day for average use. It says integrated solar panel converts up to 25% of available sunlight into solar energy. I guess it should sustain itself, is what they're saying. I live in Southern California. We don't get a ton of rain. Not a lot of cloudy days down here. So it should sustain itself. Interesting to see. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's get this guy set up. I'm not going to go through the setup process. If you're interested in seeing that, I did several videos on SoloCams in the past. So go ahead and look for one of those videos and you'll see the setup process. I go through the whole thing start to finish. For this, I'm just going to go ahead and get it set up off camera right now. And I'll wait until it's fully charged and then I'll mount it. And we'll look at the battery level when I mount it. and then I'll do like a 48-hour cycle, and we'll see where the battery level is and see how it's doing, I guess, so to speak. If it can keep itself within 48 hours, if it can keep itself in the 90s, I would say that that's a win, but we'll see. Anyways, let's go ahead and get it set up. All right, so I got the camera set up and installed, and it's been about 4 weeks actually since I recorded the first half of this video, and that's because I'm going to be really dramatic right now, and I know this. I want you guys to understand that I know I'm being super dramatic right now. Winter has hit Southern California pretty hard. I know, just stop it. But anyhow, we've gotten quite a few rainstorms back to back, it seems, and Southern California feels more like Seattle lately. And so I wanted to give it time to give it a fair shake to see how the solar panel is going to perform, see if it's going to be able to keep up with keeping the battery charged. And so far, I got to say, it has outpaced my expectations. It is actually really good. So I'm going to pull up the app here really quick and show you guys in real time. So there's the device right there. It's named Front Yard. It points at the main pathway to my front door. And so it does get a lot of triggers. So it looks like I have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have about 10 triggers for today, which is typical. My neighbors are in real estate, and they're home all day, and they got contractors that come and go, and they got, family members and such that come and go, and they take their dogs out a bunch, and so they're constantly walking in front of my house, so it's typical for me to have that many triggers in a day. And we can tell right here, let me go to settings, power manager, so settings. So there you go. It's been up for 33 working days. It has detected 934 events, recorded 242 of them, and the battery is at 95%. And I promise I have not taken this thing down and charged it in those 33 working days. I have it set to optimal surveillance, which if you're not familiar with the Eufy cameras, that will increase the record time to 60 seconds. So it will try to record as much as possible when it triggers an event, which is how I like it. And yeah, it's great, man. The solar panel is performing very well. To still be, after a month with that many triggers, to still be at 95%, that's incredible. Normally, my other non-solar powered cameras, they would be probably around 75% at this point after a month, maybe less. Typically, I have to take them down every 2 months and charge them. I think the advertised battery life is 3 months or 90 days on the website, but typically I take mine down every 2 months or so, which is, it's a huge time saver and also very convenient because these things tend to die or need to be charged at the most inconvenient moment. Like right when you're getting ready to go on a long weekend trip or something, I'll look at the app and notice that one of them's about to die. Like, great, gonna go all weekend away from my house without one of my cameras being on. Or like right now, it's pouring down rain outside, and the garage, my garage camera right now is currently at, I think it's down to 2 bars. Yeah, so that thing's going to go red. The thing's going to go red any moment. That's how they work. But it's pouring down rain outside. I don't want to grab my ladder and go out there and take it down and charge it. First world problems, I know. I'm being dramatic, but you get what I'm saying. It's very convenient to have it charge itself, basically. It's like set it and forget it. So at the rate it's going right now, it's down to 95. Tomorrow it might be a sunny day. It'll go back up to 99. And so I love it. So far, I'm very happy with my purchase. As far as image quality goes, I'll throw some samples up right now. It's just as good as the other SoloCams, if not a little bit sharper for the image quality for day and for night. And I've always been super impressed with the Eufy cameras as far as image quality is concerned. When you have it set to optimal video surveillance. So I do like to sacrifice battery life to get the optimal performance. But in this case, it's a win-win, right? So I have it set to the optimal, and battery's still going strong, man. So overall, my final thoughts on the product, I am now leaning towards replacing some of my other cameras with a solar panel equipped SoloCam. I have a few that have the floodlight built in, and I know that they don't, or at least I'm pretty sure they don't make a solar panel version of that one. So I'll have to leave those be for now. Continue to pull those down and charge them. I know, right? But my other cameras that I have that do not have the floodlight built in, I think I'm going to replace them with the solar panel model after seeing the way that this one's been performing. And for 80 bucks on sale, I did get it on sale at Amazon, but for 80 bucks, you can't beat it, man. That's just a killer deal. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and help feed that algorithm. I hope you have a great afternoon, and like always, thank you for watching.